Well, he's not responsible for all the crazy things that everybody does. And he has a First Amendment defense and also a factual defense that, his words should not have been taken literally. I understand how people can come to the conclusion in context that when he said those words, he sent some kind of a signal to crazy people to do things that would constitute actual violence against the United States. But it's another thing to say that that was what the president's intent was. Look, I'm not defending the comments, but you're talking about whether or not that impeachment article is sufficient to remove a president from office 7 days before the end of his term.
I'm just asking for the logic in that, because it sounds pretty weak to me that no incitement to violence would ever be taken seriously, because you could always say that a politician's speaking in hyperbole. You could always say it's a way of speaking, but freedom of speech doesn't equal freedom of consequence. And if people follow your words when you say you have to show strength, or when your attorney says trial by combat, or when you suggest that something has to happen to Mike Pence and then people go in with a gallows talking about hanging him, surely you have to see the consequences of your words.
Well, look, and again, if you're right about that and that should be distinguished from any comment that a politician or a president ever makes, which subject every president potentially to prosecution for incitement of violence, then fine, prosecute the president after he leaves office. But, we're talking about an impeachment here that is being brought at the earliest, which would be 1 week, which is Wednesday, 1 week before President Trump leaves office and a new administration takes office. And it seems to me a decidedly different thing to say that would be something that's in the country's best interest.
This coup attempt was actually propelled into action by the President of the United States. He clearly, through his words and his deeds and this didn't just start. I mean, over the years, he's been inciting all of this anger and hostile behavior by his followers. The 14th Amendment is clear on consequences for inciting insurrection. Also, abuse of power. There are plenty of legal and constitutional foundation or basis for articles of impeachment. But if you ask me, he should resign. I mean, he is a clear and present danger, and he's a national security threat. And if he won't resign, then Vice President Pence should step up and allow the 25th Amendment to kick in.
Barbara,
and if he won't do that,
with respect, that would be great for the Democrats, but neither of those things are going to happen. So let me put Robert's points to you, which is, what is this impeachment actually for? You don't think he's going to start a nuclear war in 10 days. Is it to stop him from ever taking federal office again, or is it unfinished business? What are you trying to do
First
here?
of all, you have to hold the head of state, the commander-in-chief, accountable. There was an attack, a violent attack, an attempted coup on the people of this country, at the Capitol, on our leadership, on members of Congress, and unfortunately, many of our police officers who were overwhelmed and had to fight in almost a war, especially the African-American police officers who were at the mercy of many of these terrorists. And this was an act of domestic terrorism. You cannot let any president get away with that.